My dear friend, let me speak to you from a place of calm truth and lived wisdom. Because after 60, life quietly asks you a different question than it did before. Not how much can you achieve, but how gently can you live. And this shift is not weakness, it is mastery. It is the highest form of intelligence the soul develops after decades of experience, disappointment, effort, love, sacrifice, and endurance. This is why staying home begins to feel right. Not because your world has shrunk, but because your awareness has expanded. You finally understand that peace is more valuable than approval. Stillness is richer than noise, and depth matters more than speed. When you were younger, you needed motion to feel alive, movement to feel important, and people to feel seen. But after 60, you realize that your breath, your thoughts, your memories, and your inner harmony are more than enough. The home becomes sacred because it is the only place where you are not required to perform, explain, compete, impress, or pretend. And when you close your door, you are not shutting the world out. You are finally letting yourself in. The modern world is loud, impatient, and emotionally draining. It rewards urgency but punishes peace. It celebrates busyness but ignores wisdom. After 60, your nervous system no longer tolerates chaos the way it once did. Not because you are fragile, but because you are refined, like an instrument tuned so precisely that even a small disturbance feels unbearable. Staying home protects your energy, and energy after 60 is sacred currency. Every conversation, every trip, every obligation costs something, and you have earned the right to spend that currency only where it nourishes you. Inside your home, your body softens, your breath deepens, your thoughts slow down, and your spirit finally stops bracing itself for impact. Solitude becomes medicine, not loneliness. Because loneliness is the absence of connection, but solitude is the presence of self. When you sit quietly in your home, sipping tea, watching light move across the wall, listening to silence, something ancient inside you awakens. The part of you that existed before roles, before titles, before responsibilities. And that part remembers who you truly are. Staying home allows your mind to heal from decades of overstimulation, your heart to rest from emotional labor, and your soul to recover from being strong for everyone else. Society often pressures seniors to remain endlessly active, social, and visible, as if slowing down is a failure. But true wisdom understands that growth does not always move outward. Sometimes it moves inward, deeper, quieter, and more meaningful. Your home becomes a temple where your nervous system can reset, your immune system can strengthen, and your sleep can deepen. Because peace is not just emotional, it is biological. When stress decreases, inflammation reduces, digestion improves, the heart stabilizes, and the mind becomes clearer. This is why many people live longer, not by doing more, but by resting better. Your home holds your history. It has witnessed your struggles, your sacrifices, your resilience. It remembers you when the world forgets. After 60, that familiarity becomes grounding. You no longer need novelty to feel alive. You need safety to feel whole. Staying home allows you to choose your interactions intentionally, not reactively. You are no longer obligated to absorb other people's chaos, complaints, or expectations. You can protect your boundaries without apology. And boundaries after 60 are not walls. They are wisdom. They allow you to say yes to peace and no to depletion. And this is where true freedom begins. Not the freedom to go everywhere, but the freedom to remain where you feel most yourself. Stillness teaches you what noise never could. That joy does not shout, it whispers. That meaning does not rush, it waits. And that fulfillment often arrives quietly, unnoticed by those who are too busy chasing it. In your home, you can move at the pace your body deserves. Stretch without hurry, think without interruption, and feel without pressure. You begin to understand that you do not need to be surrounded by people to be rich in life. You need to be aligned with yourself. And alignment comes from listening, not from activity. After 60, your greatest responsibility is no longer to prove yourself. It is to preserve yourself, to care for the body that carried you through life, to calm the mind that endured decades of stress, and to honor the soul that never stopped hoping. Staying home supports this sacred responsibility. It gives your inner world the space it needs to settle, reflect, and bloom. And here is a truth spoken softly but firmly. Not everyone deserves access to you anymore. Some relationships drain more than they give. Some environments agitate rather than inspire, and some obligations belong to the past. Staying home allows you to choose peace over politeness, rest over reputation, and depth over display. This is not retreat. This is refinement. Like a master who no longer needs to demonstrate skill because the mastery is already complete. Your presence becomes enough, your silence becomes powerful, and your peace becomes your legacy. The world may not understand this, but you do. And that is all that matters. Because the greatest achievement after 60 is not productivity. It is serenity, not recognition but contentment, not movement but meaning. Staying home teaches you that life does not end when things slow down, it begins to feel complete. Every quiet morning is a gift, every peaceful evening is a blessing, and every calm breath is a reminder that you have arrived. Arrived at a stage of life where you no longer chase, you choose, where you no longer strive, you settle, and where you no longer seek approval, you cultivate peace. This is the path of true wisdom, the path where strength is gentle, confidence is quiet, and fulfillment is internal. And as I share this with you, remember this deeply. Peace is not found by running outward, it is discovered by returning inward. When your home is calm, your mind becomes calm. When your mind becomes calm, your heart softens. And when your heart softens, life becomes meaningful again, even in the simplest moments. So honor your home, honor your solitude, honor your pace. You have earned the right to live gently, intentionally, and peacefully. And if these words resonate with you, if they feel like truth rather than advice, then you are already walking the path of wisdom. Stay close to this space, share your reflections, and join this community of calm minds and grounded hearts here at True Life Wisdom, where we honor depth over noise and peace over pressure. Your journey matters. Your presence matters, and your peace is not an ending, it is a beginning. This is Master Shi Heng Yi, and I bow to the wisdom that has grown within you over time.